Imagine this. What if you could speak English fluently, with total confidence, but without spending hours and hours studying every single day? It sounds like a dream, right? Or maybe a trick. We've always been told that to master a difficult language, you have to sacrifice your free time, lock yourself in a room, and memorize endless lists of verbs. But I have some incredible news for you. That is completely false. It is entirely possible to drastically improve your English skills without studying more and without putting in double the effort. You don't need to work harder. You just need to work smarter. Welcome back to the Simple English Learning channel. If you're new here, our goal is to give you the most efficient, stress-free tips to master English. In today's video, we're breaking down the exact strategy you can use to get better results in less time. So, make sure to stay tuned until the very end, because the second rule we discuss, it's going to completely change how you look at learning. Let's jump right in. Let's talk about the biggest trap English learners fall into. It's a phrase you've probably heard before. Work smarter, not harder. But what does that actually mean for a language learner? Well, it means it's much better to spend 20 minutes doing something highly effective than spending 3 hours doing something that just doesn't work. The truth is, I see so many students spending days, weeks, and even months studying English the wrong way. They're dedicated, they're putting in the hours, they have the passion, but they aren't getting results. Why? Because they're trying to tackle the entire language all at once. Think about your daily life. You have a limited number of hours in the day. Learning English probably isn't the only thing on your to-do list. You have to go to work, or maybe you're a full-time student. You have a family to look after, kids to take care of, or social plans with your friends. You have a busy, active life. Trying to squeeze 3 hours of studying into an already packed schedule is not only exhausting, it's completely unsustainable. Eventually, you'll burn out. So, wouldn't you much rather spend less time studying and get better results, rather than spending more time and getting worse results? It sounds obvious, but millions of students do the exact opposite every single day. This brings us to our first major principle. If you want to accelerate your progress, you must stop studying English as a whole and start focusing exclusively on your weaknesses. If you sit down right now and think about your skills, you'll realize you don't struggle with everything. English is made up of different components: grammar, reading, listening, writing, vocabulary, and pronunciation. Everyone has different strengths. For example, maybe you're amazing at grammar. Perhaps you spent years analyzing tense structures in school, and you can pass a written grammar test with a perfect score. If that sounds like you, here is my advice. Stop studying grammar. It sounds crazy, right? But focusing on your strengths is a massive waste of your limited time. If your grammar is great, but you freeze up and feel terrified the moment you have to speak to a real person, then your problem isn't English. Your problem is the specific skill of speaking. Therefore, 100% of your study energy should be shifted away from grammar and placed into speaking practice. Watch videos on conversational phrases, talk to yourself in the mirror, or use language apps to speak aloud.
On the flip side, if you can speak easily and your pronunciation is great, but your written emails for work look messy and full of spelling errors, stop watching pronunciation videos. Pick up a book, expand your vocabulary, and practice writing short summaries. Stop reinforcing what you already know and start attacking what you don't. To show you how powerful this is, let me share a story of an intermediate student who moved to Canada a few years ago. Let's call her Sarah. When Sarah arrived, she found it incredibly difficult to integrate into her new community. Every time she had to speak to a cashier, a neighbor, or a colleague, she felt this intense wave of anxiety. She lacked total confidence. Interestingly, Sarah's grammar and reading skills were top tier. Back home, she'd been an excellent student. But she spent all her time studying the exact same things she was already good at, simply because it felt safe and comfortable. The advice she was given changed everything. Close the textbooks, forget about the grammar rules for a while, and step out of the comfort zone. She was told to dedicate all her time purely to speaking. So, she started making small talk with local shopkeepers, ordering her food out loud, and joining local community groups. Within just a few months, Sarah's English improved dramatically. Her nervousness faded away, and her confidence skyrocketed. She didn't achieve this by studying more hours. She achieved it simply because she stopped wasting time on her strengths and put all her energy into her primary weakness. When I was learning a foreign language a few years ago, I realized I absolutely loved reading news articles and short stories. But I couldn't stand watching long movies in that language. So, I adjusted my strategy. I spent almost all my time reading. And because I genuinely enjoyed it, I stayed motivated. I didn't get bored. And I stuck with it for the long run. If reading isn't your thing, don't force it. Find what makes you excited, whether it's gaming, watching vlogs, or listening to pop music, and use that as your English tool. Turn it into a hobby, not a chore. Now, I want to hear from you. What is your absolute favorite way to practice English? Do you prefer watching movies, listening to podcasts, or reading books? Let me know in the comments section below. If you found these tips helpful, please give this video a big thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to the Simple English Learning channel for more practical tips. Thank you so much for watching. Keep practicing smarter, and I will see you in the very next video.